Well, a very good evening and welcome once again to the Centennial Hall in Wrocław in Poland for tonight's World Championship. The men, the 90 kilo, 69 kilo category, I should say, and 12 contenders for this championship lining up now. Alongside. And this promises to be quite an interesting evening with so many competitors. It'll be a real task for the coaches to make sure that their lifters are lifting the optimum weights at the optimum times. Well, here is the start list, the first page of the 12 lifters there at the top there. 2 Iranians, they're not brothers but cousins. And then the Venezuelan there, the Pan Am champion for this season. And the heaviest of the class there, Junior Sanchez from Venezuela, weighing in exactly 69 kilos. The lightest of the class, the 19-year-old from Azerbaijan, that's Firidun Guliev, who weighed in at 68 kilos 29. So let's meet them one by one. And this is Sajjad Barousi, the Asian bronze medalist from last year. Here's his cousin, Jabba Barousi. Both of these men from the Shiraz region in Iran, this season's Asian champion. And so to South America, and Junior Antonio Sanchez Rivero, as you can see, America's #1 at the Pan American Championships this year, was 24 years of age. And Vanik Avekisyan for Armenia, Avetisian I should say, for Armenia, 4th in this year's European Championships. Yang Shenshi, well, a big occasion for him, as you can see, didn't get a total at this year's Asian Championships. Kim Myung-hyuk just missed out on the medals at the London Olympic Games a little more than over a year ago. And so to Jose Gavino Mena, also involved in the Pan American Championships representing Colombia. And Firidun Guliev, this is the lightest man of the class, the Universiade champion from Kazan last July. He won that title. And so to the European champion, Oleg CHEN, Russia, with their tails up after success earlier today. And then Daniel Godeli from Albania, just 21 years of age, his big occasion so far this season, winning the Mediterranean Games. And for France, this is Bernardine Ledoux Kangou Matam, one of a long line of Matams who've transferred from Cameroon to France. And finally, Hui LIAO, the Olympic champion from Beijing. Those are your contenders. Well, welcome back. And earlier today we had the B group competition. And on the stage now, representing Germany, the promising Robert Joachim, 132, 135, and this effort for 137, the Germans with a new development program. And this performance in the B group, good enough to give him the gold medal in the first half of that. But not only was he good in the first half, he was also pretty effective in the second discipline, the clean and jerk. Came out for 165, that was his first successful attempt, and then 170 on the bar for this second attempt. Michaela, very different type of challenge here, different hand grip, different positioning with the hands.
Yeah, the clean and jerk, the hands are closer together, allows you to get your elbows up in that clean position. The second part of the jerk, the bar is driven with the legs to arm's length. So he's slipped with his back foot.
But nonetheless, a sequence of 5 out of 6, the 170 clean and jerk going with a 137 snatch to give him a running total of 307. And as we begin this evening's competition, he is the man they've all got to catch at this particular moment. But actually, having a look at some of the entry totals, 307, well, the vast majority of the competitors well over 330. So if you're just joining us, a very good evening once again to the Centennial Hall here in Wrocław, and Michaela Breeze and myself are looking forward to this men's 69 kilo competition. 12 competitors and 2 interesting Iranians in this competition, and there's quite a story going about with the Iranians. The main coach for Iran has been involved in quite a interesting conversation on the radio, on television. His name is Bagheri, he's here, but the reason he's been involved is that some of his best lifters, his big names, including the super heavyweight champion of the world, Berat Salimi, not here, and they've had a dispute with the coach. There's a group of lifters who don't want to work with him, and they're not here, and there's a group of lifters who are working with him, who are obviously here. But all is not peace and calm in Iran. So first lift to get underway, and it's going to be for Europe, for Armenia in particular, and it's going to be Vanik Avetisian to get us underway. The bar has been loaded with 132 kilos. This is the man who was 4th in Europe last season when he snatched 144 kilos, and that is his personal best to date. So, like a lot of lifters here, Michaela, not, we suspect, fully wound up for these particular World Championships.
Yes, we're 1 year post-Olympics. This tends to be the year where the standards drop slightly. This is where countries try new young lifters, give them an opportunity to step onto the world stage in the build-up for the next Olympic cycle.
Well, this man's got enough experience. He's 26 years of age, and you can see there goes into 4th place in the snatch because of the performances of 3 other B group lifters who ended up with better kilos. Joachim of Germany, Valencia of Ecuador, and also Yakubov of Uzbekistan. So the opening attempt now by the Colombian, and this is Jose Mena Moreno. Colombia have really impressed here. They've got a full team, both in their women's division and their men's division. Jose, 19 years of age, Pan American bronze medalist this season, 135, and this would be straight away a personal best for him by 5 kilos.
You've got to assume that he's nailed these kind of weights in training. Well, at the age of 19, improving rapidly. Was very comfortable. Opening attempt 135, new personal best in competition.
Young man who was 6th in the Junior Worlds this year, and has already down in South America picked up a youth and junior Pan American title in his time, so clearly has something to offer. Interesting to watch him over the next couple of years to see how he moves forward. Has a sort of presence on the stage, which is always nice.
Yeah, he does, and he's technically very proficient as well, which would be a great indication that he is going to move forward rapidly over the next few years.
The desk where the chess game is played here by those different entry slips that are put in by the coaches. And with 12 lifters in the class, coaches are going to have to be on their toes today.
They are, it's quite a big group. Each lifter will have usually more than one coach to keep an eye on them in the warm-up room, make sure they're warming up okay, load the bar for them. Second coach to keep an eye on the scoreboard and make sure that there are no sudden changes which might catch their lifters off guard.
Avetisian coming out for his second attempt. So this is a 5 kilo increase.
Not quite as comfortable there. I saw him lower the bar under control back to the hips. That's an indication that he uses straps quite a lot when he's training. It can be quite difficult to transfer from using straps in training. You don't have to worry too much about your grip. You can see here, caught it and lowered it.
Now, just having a look at the opening weights, I think he's going to have to follow himself here because nobody else is going to want this, so he's got the best part of 2 minutes. The man who's posted the biggest of the opening totals, Oleg CHEN, the European champion for Russia. And it's now, as we get to this particular weight class, that the Europeans now tend to take on the Asians.
Yes, absolutely. This is really the best of each continent coming together to fight it out. And Oleg CHEN is going to have his work cut out here against some very prestigious lifters with some big totals posted. We've got some big starting weights, particularly by Hui LIAO of China. We're going to see later, probably at the back end of the competition.
Yeah, Liao Hui actually 155 on the list, 5 kilos more than Oleg CHEN, but those two certainly likely to be in close competition. China with 2 in the class on this occasion. So, Abitisian, 137, third attempt. Good recovery.
Yeah, much better. Just the frustration having missed the second attempt when you know you're capable of it. That's what makes this sport so fascinating, is with only 3 attempts, you've really got to make each one count. Just let his bum drift up as he came off the floor, corrected it well.
I'm always fascinated watching the coaches on the replay. The thing that really fascinates is, why do they always sway and bend to the side? I don't understand why you can't stay vertical to watch it.
I think you're trying to almost correct the lift yourself when you're watching it.
So, this man representing France, formerly from the Cameroon, Bernardine Matam, a name, or at least the family name Matam, very familiar in France. So many lifters have come from the Cameroon to take advantage of the support and training that the French can offer. Little glance at the clock, 7 seconds, 6, 5, needs to get moving, 3, oof.
Yeah, you'll get that. You can see his arm lock is not great. Arms have to go to lock and stay there, no flexion of the elbows.
Well, one of the referees doesn't favour that and has given a red light. Central referee today, Pashik Alaverdania of Armenia, Mary Hancock, also refereeing today, and also Don McNeil of Canada. It was Don McNeil who wasn't satisfied with that lift, but it's 2-1, he's got it. So we move on, and we move to the first of the 2 Iranians. Now this is Shahzad Belarusi, 24 years of age, 3rd in the Asian Championships last year, and a little bit on performance in recent times behind his cousin. Coming down to 15 seconds now. 10, 5, 'The Iranians hailing from Shiraz, which is the fifth biggest city in Iran, very historical city, the sort of middle to south of the country, about 700 kilometers from Tehran, and famous for poets and literature and wine and flowers. If you've never been there, Michaela, now you have a reason. Feridun Guliev, the lightest of the class at 68.29, opening up here on 140, just 2 kilos short of his personal best. That's Lassen Vanev, coach in the wings, formerly, of course, from Bulgaria.
Well, he did well to get that, drove straight out of the squat position, gave him a chance to get back underneath the bar.
Into the lead, 3 kilos up on the B group. There is Zlatan.
And that's why he just jumped backwards from the bar.
Mena Moreno back on the stage here for Colombia. Second attempt, 140, 5 kilo increase.
Didn't quite get the kick that he needed on the bar there. It was a bit slow and sluggish on one speed. There needs to be acceleration. Needs to exert the force on the bar. Didn't quite execute that. Fast enough changing direction to get underneath. I'm sure we're going to see a more confident attempt coming out. He's had a feel for the weight now, knows what it's like. These are new territories for him.
Yes, but it's a decent question that he's asking himself to go 5 kilos up. Remember, he's going for a weight that is 10 kilos more than his previous best. But we already know that he's making progress.
Unusual for China to have 2 lifters in the same category.
Well, they've got 2 men, and both of them in different ways have blotted their copybooks, and we'll come to that when we see them. Now, it didn't have to come this quickly. It could have taken more time, but he's got over a minute now. But he seems to be the sort of lifter that really likes to get on with it. The danger is rushing it. Oh, what a pity. He was very close to being able to do that.
You can't criticise him for not trying. He gave that everything he could. So close. It's not worth trying to hold on to it there. That's when you risk the shoulder or elbow going.
Now, Mr. Matam, second time of asking now. Started off on 139, going 142. You might remember him from the European Championships in Tirana earlier this year when he actually collected 143 kilos, and that's his best result today in this particular discipline.
Moving the bar to a place where he's comfortable with it. Quick glance at the clock.
And remember, he got it down to 2 seconds before he lifted his first attempt.
Well, I would like to see him get out of the way if he's going to drop it behind like that.
I know everybody has their own timing, but I always feel uncomfortable when you see lifters really leaving it down to the last 5 seconds or less.
They're fully in control. They know exactly how long they've got.
Oh, yes.
It's not good watching it though, you never know if they know. But there is a clock just on the platform, it's quite easy for the lifters to see.
I still think it's something that, you know, it's not a perfect piece of coaching to end up with that sort of minimal time in which to make the lift. When you come on the stage with, say, 45 seconds in which to achieve the task.
No, if you've got a lifter that takes a good part of that minute, then the coach's responsibility is to make sure the athlete is there ready to go with a minute on the clock. It's up to the lifter then how long they take. But obviously the clock's there for a reason. It's to make sure that the competition moves smoothly. Also gives other lifters in the warm-up how long it will take them to get to top weights just in time for when they're called.
I just think though, Ricardo, when you may have a completely different view, but from my point of view, leaving it down to the last couple of seconds there actually increases the pressure, increases the stress.
It depends. If you left to come out with virtually no time at all, then yeah, it can do, but at the same time you'd rather a lifter takes the time that they've got rather than rush it. So here he's come out onto the platform with 50 seconds to go. He's got plenty of time and he's going to use that time. This is the way he prepares, and each lifter is different. Some lifters prefer to come on, get on with it. Other lifters want to take that split second to visualise it before going.
Well, I'd have described his approach on the stage as a wander.
No, I think that's calm and collected. A lot of lifters also will wait for the 30-second buzzer before addressing the bar, just so that doesn't put them off.
Well, he's down to 15 seconds again. Now down to 11 and 10 and 9. He's going to be... No.
If he went out there with a minute, or if he went out with 30 seconds, he'd still have a couple left on the clock.
Well, I'm just uncomfortable to see a lifter actually delivering or not delivering in his case.
Second attempt, 143, drugie podejście.
You might get it into your mind what you need to do, but when you're taking that length of time...
He doesn't care how uncomfortable we feel sat here watching.
No, that's true, but I can also think that it could drift out of his mind as much as anything else. As you gather, I'm all for getting on with it.
Really? You want to get out there and have a go, David?
I think not. Guliev, 143 kilos. He's got 30 seconds from now.
They're waiting for the buzzer again. Taking his time. Not quite driving up with the chest. Needs to get a bit more full extension.
Well, they know the competition they're in tonight here, which is why you've seen the lifters so far pushing themselves to new personal bests, because they're all aware of the fact that to stay anywhere near the others, that they've just got to take the risk. They've got to go for it.
It's got to be a calculated risk, though. With only 3 attempts, you really do need to try and get one in.
Daniel Godelli for Albania in foreground there.
Fairly calm and collected. It's due to start on 1:45. The bar is on 1:43 already. He probably won't have any more to take in the warm-up room. Maybe one.
There you can see in third place the Frenchman, in fourth place the man who won the B group earlier in the day, taking the scalp of Avetisian. And there at the bottom of your screen, the lifters, the last three there who've yet to start, along with the others. There's quite a few out there. Jabba Barusi and Sanchez Rivero, Liang Shenshi, Kim of People's Republic of Korea, and Chen and Godeli and Hui LIAO.
Okay, not happy with that, just taking a minute.
But he's got time to do it. Still got 40 seconds.
Chalk just dries the hands out, make sure you don't slip off the bar. That combined with a hook grip, the thumb is trapped between the fingers and the bar, gives you ultimate grip strength. Oh, look at that. Oh, come on, steady.
Yeah, he's there.
Great effort.
So he's got his new personal best of 143 by a kilo. And the bar surely going up now to, well, 144 it looks like. And it's going to be the other Barusi, this time Jabba. Now Jabba's been in better form than his cousin in recent times. He won the Asian Championships back in June. Asian Championships, of course, in Astana in Kazakhstan, hosts of next year's World Championships. So Barusi, 144. So just a kilo shy of his personal best that he set in the Asian Championships. In fact, my apologies there. In fact, 3 kilos shy. But no matter, in the end, pretty good first attempt.
Yes, it was. Just see how quick these guys are underneath the bar, how fast they are into a deep receiving position. No time to waste. $25, $31.40 on the bar there.
Yeah, getting very close to coming into the competition when you've got that sort of weight on the warm-up bar, almost at the final phase. And Liang Shenshi, the man who didn't get a total this season in the Asian Championships, although he did actually snatch 146 kilos, he lost his way in the clean and jerk. 45 seconds. ...24 years of age, 2 years younger than his teammate, and of course, in terms of achievement, way below the spoils that Hui has taken.
Well, he's coming out here with a lot to prove, and I think the Chinese selectors have been very generous, I guess, giving him this place. Who won the Asian Games? Did he win the Asian Games? He's coming out here having recently bombed the Chinese Games, sorry. He came out having bombed at the Asian Games.
Yeah, it was the other Chinese lifter who was the dominant force in the Chinese nationals this year.
Well, I just wonder what credentials he's been selected on. They must obviously see potential in this young lad.
So now it's the turn of Kim Yong-kook for People's Republic of Korea, 22 years of age. Haven't had a chance to have a word with the North Korean fans to find out whether they were drafted in from Warsaw or if there's some base here in Wrocław for them. Five seconds. Is that the best you've seen so far?
Well, it's tidy. No issues there either.
So 145 takes it straight into the lead here.
Great extension, very fast. No effort wasted.
And we're at this particular moment 20 kilos short of the Snatch world record set by Georgi Markov of Bulgaria. Now Godeli, same weight.
Oh, not very tidy at all there.
No.
Brought it on bent arms, all forwards. It's a bit desperate for my liking. Came off onto his toes very early. Never really pulled it back.
Yeah, Godeli, bronze medalist at the Europeans in Tirana on his home stage. But now back to the Baruzi boys and Sajjad. 5 kilo increase. Gets this, goes into the lead by virtue of lighter body weight. Now, for me, that's a big disappointment because overall, when you look at his performance record, it's in this section of the competition where he needs to make hay because the clean and jerk is tougher for him.
He's got one attempt left. Not too much wrong with that. Maybe just a little bit more leg drive needed.
So Liang Shenshi, second attempt on 145. If he gets it, he does go into first place in the opening section here. Again, it would be by lighter body weight.
Oh dear. Just looks very soft underneath the bar. Come on, he's got to get up for this. He's really got to get himself psyched. He looks almost too calm, too collected, not really in the zone at the moment.
Well, Godeli's got to come in, so that's quite useful for the Chinese lifter. Gives him a chance to recompose himself, but that was a long way away, Michaela, from being a good lift. Godeli in the dark suit on the right of your screen.
Tough waiting room, isn't it, David?
Yeah.
Those sofas there are literally 10 yards up, right, not even that, 5 metres off the stage. So the lifters don't have to go all the way back to the warm-up room. It's not that much further, but it does save the legs, gives them a chance to sit, compose themselves.
So Baruzi coming out to take his third attempt. At the bar towards the back of the 4 metre square platform. maybe anticipating a little walk forward here. Into the red zone.
The sport is perfectly safe if you let go of the bar when you're supposed to. He let go of it just in time there.
But that leaves him on 140, which is highly vulnerable. A lot of the big performers could actually end up by overtaking him.
Yeah, just threw the shoulders back then, putting a swing on the bar. Hard to control.
Well, he was under pressure, and so is this man, Liang Shenxi, 24 years of age, as you said. Coaches, they must have thought enough about him to bring him all this way, and now he's really got to stand up and be the man.
He has. He's under a lot of pressure here, especially having bombed out at the Asian Games. He needs to make a total. His own confidence. That's better.
So he can do it.
He can do it, and that will be a big boost to his confidence.
So that lighter body weight does take him into the lead, 68-61, he weighed in at.
Well, it was actually the clean and jerk that he bombed at the Asian Games, so...
Now there's a bit more pace in the competition now. It was a little bit on the slow side, but now you sense that things are going to move forward quite interestingly. The Pan American champion representing Venezuela, 24 years of age. Been looking forward to seeing this man, Junior Sanchez.
Oh, he's not going to get that. The right elbow came out of lock. Even if he had stood up with that, he'd have been in trouble. Just gave the bar a little look to say, I'm going to be back.
Over the past few seasons, he's had quite a good run of achievements. Second in the Pan American Games in 2011. Won the South American Championship in 2012. Fifth at the Olympic Games in London, when he totaled up 328. And now Jabba Barusi. Now Jabba Barusi, 144, 3 kilo increase this for him, and this would take him on to his personal best mark. He's 22, he's 2 years younger than his cousin.
2 years younger and a couple of kilos better. It'd be great to have two members of the same family, at least being able to train together and bounce off each other, push each other.
Down to 10 seconds again.
Well, you can see there, right on the front edge of the platform is a piece of tape. That tape was on his thumb. It's been picked up by the loaders. I used to change my tape just before I went on the platform to make sure it was fresh, so that didn't happen. Very rarely that happens, and that's going to switch his right hand. Oh, there goes the thumb. It's okay, it was only the tape.
Dramatic, at least in pictures. Now Godelli with 45 seconds for Albania.
Oh, not very pretty, but he's got it. Not a great elbow lock. There was no movement, so he'll be fine.
Remember, he missed at 145, so he bided his time, put up the bar by 2 kilos. That's the president, by the way, in the grey suit there, Elish.
Rushed the starting position, didn't really set himself. Very aggressive throughout the lift. Junior Sanchez, Venezuela, just prowling up and down the stage there. on his second attempt, 147.
Did a kilo this on the London Olympic platform.
Now we see Junior under pressure. 2 failures, 1 to come. This is not the visualization that you practiced beforehand. So close as well. He's back from the bar, watch his feet. Back away. If he only came back half the distance, he'd have saved that. Well, new tape on the thumbs, let's hope it stays on this time. He's going to need to be really focused coming out for this. So, Jabba Barusi, third attempt, 147. Oh, what a gutsy effort. That second attempt would have thrown him off. It's always a shock to the system. Something like that happens unexpected. That was a great recovery, just shaking his head there, knowing that there was a wasted lift beforehand. It was a shame.
And that puts him into second place. He ends up equal with his performance in both the Asian Championships this year and also the Universiade, where he collected 147. Now straight back to Sanchez. Now 2 big blobs of red and 1 final chance. 5th in the Olympic Games was decent, but he's still got to find the consistency to move from those junior successes, regional successes, into being a real world contender. That was more dynamic. He really wanted that. Asked and answered. But again, another lifter who, quite honestly, is going to kick himself for that. He's gone into third place. The man still leading at the moment is Daniel Godelli of Albania. He's got the 147, but has also got the lighter body weight at the moment. But CHEN of Russia, Liao of China, still to start. And now Kim Yeon-hook, 22 years of age, 4th in the Olympic Games. This title won by China's Lin Wenfeng, 157 kilos. This man made 145 in the first half of the Olympic test.
Well, not quite as good as extension, not as he had on the first lift. Just enough to get underneath it. 2 out of 2, 1 to come.
Takes the lead.
150 pozostawiamy. Daniel Godelli, Albania. Trzecie podejście.
And so to the European champion who'll be next on stage. Oleg CHEN, bar at 151 kilos. That's just a kilo up on his original opening weight, so no issue there. The one man who hasn't started, Hui LIAO, who is due to come in at 155. And at the moment, that's still the plan.
Pierwszy patrol, ważne tak. Zawodnik znany ze znakomitego rwania przede wszystkim. Mistrz Europy w roku bieżącym. 2 lata temu.
Well, this man is perfectly capable of not only starting off with 1.51 successfully, but it could go to perhaps 1.57, maybe even a little bit more than that. But he needs this to give himself the basis.
Well, he's happy with that.
The other interesting thing about him is that also he's one of the more consistent guys. When you look at his stats over the last couple of years, he's been consistently putting in good snatch performances of 150 to 157.
Yes, he has. Very interesting again. We see another lifter with the hands extremely close. I can only guess that his wrists or his elbows or shoulders struggle to take it with his hands wider. It just means he's got to move that bar that bit further.
Godelli now to counter-attack.
Nowhere near, just threw his shoulders back, jumped back. Never fully committed there.
153 kg, proszę na sztabkę, 153 tons of our place.
Not the best technically.
150 watts, 152.
That's game over now for Godelli.
It is indeed, so still the other Chinese lifter out there waiting in the wings to start, and Kim Yong-kook with one attempt to come. 152 kilos. So you would have to say they've planned this pretty well here. 145, a 5 kilo increase, now the 2 kilo increase.
Plenty of supporters for the People's Republic of Korea. He's got it, just needs to stand.
Which he does, and puts himself into first place now. So we have 5 lifts to come, 3 from Hui LIAO of China and 2 from Oleg CHEN.
Oh, he's just guaranteed himself with a medal. The question is, what colour? Can the other lifters surpass him?
Snatch world record set by Georgi Markov has been around for a long time. 165 kilos, set 13 years ago in the Sydney Olympics. So, first appearance in these championships of the Beijing Olympic champion. A man who was disqualified from the World Championships of 2010 for taking one of the banned substances on the water list. So coming back, but did come back at the National Games in September, and he came back with a successful snatch of 161.
Well, look fairly comfortable.
Quietly convincing.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot to prove.
Oh, a little bit of personality there.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of respect to earn back from fellow contenders and the likes. 2-year ban is always frowned upon.
Oleg CHEN. Asia, sekretem, wторой проход. 156.
So Oleg CHEN now, the bar up here to 156 kilos, so he's taking a 5 kilo increase. Now CHEN weighed in at 68.81, LIAO at 68.52. That's relevant at this stage.
He's got it, staggers forwards.
So CHEN answering the questions here. 156.
Well, will he opt now to try and stay with LIAO of China? I think another 5 kilos is going to be a big ask. He's so powerful, so fast underneath the bar.
So, are the Chinese happy for CHEN to lift out, or does CHEN want to put the bar up and just try and persuade the Chinese lifter to come out and take his second attempt?
159. CHEN is going for 159.
I mamy zmianę, Oleg Czesbiosa, 159, 159, 9.
I think this is a sensible call rather than going all out for a gold medal or to try and stay with LIAO. He's going for a weight that he thinks he's capable of to try and stay in contention and as close as possible. Well, he has gone up, he has gone to 160, just playing for time by the looks of it. The coaches are allowed to change the weights in the warm-up room twice. They upped it to 159, the bar was loaded, in that time the clock had to stop, then they put 160 on. Again, the clock had to stop while the bar was being loaded.
So both men have posted 160, but it's the Chinese lifter who comes out to go first. Remember, he is the lighter of these two. CHEN 68.81, 68.52 for LIAO. LIAO, world champion in Goyang in 2009 in Korea, and on that occasion 160 is the number of kilos that he lifted.
So he's done this before, but CHEN hasn't. Oh, superb. Faultless lifting. Just look how long I can hold it for. Easy, he says, easy. Let's not get too cocky, too confident. He's still got one to go, and so is CHEN.
Yeah, and it was better than the first one. So his confidence growing a little bit now, but CHEN coming out now, and CHEN may not win the day in the first half of the competition, but what he wants to do is to stay as close as he can to the Chinese lifter, Hui LIAO and Oleg CHEN. Now, it's not about the medals, it's about the position, the number of kilos.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's a lift, that's a personal best by 3 kilos in the World Championships, 3 out of 3.
And that absolutely was his best lift.
He blew that one out of the water, that was incredible. Phenomenal speed on the bar.
We've got a world record attempt coming, 166. They're after George, well, I say, LIAO Hui is after Georgy Markov's 13-year-old record. Now, he tried 163 in the Nationals and didn't get it. So, 166, we've seen quite a few world record attempts, but none of them have come off so far at these championships. So he won the Olympics in Beijing, lifted 158 there. He won the world title in 2009, lifted 160. Won the national games this year, lifted 161. But this is of a different dimension. He has 20 seconds in which to settle and lift. Well, it didn't happen. Yet again, another world record attempt not achieved. And the interesting thing for me there was, have they done the right thing? And the answer is probably, because when you look at the clean and jerk opening figures, Hui has posted 190 and CHEN 175.
Well, Liao is coming into this competition in some superb form. If he's going to be coming out on a 190 clean and jerk, that is significantly ahead of any other athletes that have entries posted here today. Just noticeable as well that the world record is 197, so if he is out on his own, who knows, we could see another world record attempt.
So the snatch results there, you can see CHEN did nothing wrong, 3 out of 3, personal best, can't criticise him at all. Kim Myung-hyuk also 3 out of 3, and those are good lifts there. But you can see Daniel Godelli 1 out of 3, and that's the problem for him. And you see when he dropped down 140, 135, you can see there's a vast difference, an ocean between these lifters and the men. Truly